Alright, so let me start this off by saying I have no idea how the hell I managed to do any of this. Honestly, I think RNGesus or like the Hacks God or Arceus or something was looking down on me, and he really helped me out here. So this is probably the luckiest battle I've had in Pokemon Sun and Moon yet, and you'll see why. So basically, looking at the team preview, this man's working with a pretty powerful team. He has Azumarill with the Belly Drum, which could fuck me up pretty easily. Along with Dragonite, could be Dragon Dance. He's got a Breloom that could Swords Dance up on me. Along with Snorlax, who could be cursed, but moral of the story is there's a lot of room for this guy to set up on me and get some shit going. So I think that's probably what he's going to try to go for. Keep in mind this battle actually happened during my live stream a couple days ago, and that honestly made it way more hilarious because there's a lot of viewers reacting in real time to how this went down. And honestly, I could not have asked for a more hilarious battle. This was actually the one that I ended on, so this was kind of like setting the tone for the last battle of the stream. I thought I was going to get destroyed, but shit kind of happened. So let's go ahead and just hop into the battle here. I decided to lead off with my Alolan Golem just because that's kind of what I've been doing. I want to get some rock polish maybe and just have some fun with it. But he's actually rocking the Palisand shirt, which is sick as hell. So I'm leading off with my homie with the sickest beard in all of Gen 7, as he's actually going to end up leading off with his Miss Magius, which I wasn't really expecting, but if he's going to lead off with it, it probably is going to be Taunts, which I was kind of expecting because I've been leading off with this Alolan Golem during the whole entire stream, so everybody sees my team, and they know what I'm going to go for. So I expect the Taunt here, and I actually just decided to go for the Double Edge, going straight for that young damage right off the start, and that's actually going to knock this thing down to its Focus Sash, which is honestly not too bad. I'm going to take a buttload of recoil, though, which is kind of a bummer. And at this point, he's actually just going to end up going for a Will-O-Wisp, which kind of sucks for me because now Golem is burned and his attack is all halved and he's just not feeling too hot overall. So, well, I guess, I mean, he would be feeling hot because he's burned. That's besides the point, though. So I go for one more Double Edge. It is going to take out Helga, and that is one down with 5 to go, so I'm not feeling too bad about this. Even though Snowball's burned, it's really not too big of a deal because I didn't see this thing doing much anyway unless I was able to get a rock polish up. So now he's going to go ahead and switch into Luigi here, which is the Breloom. I'm not really afraid of Breloom because I kind of have a lot to stop this thing. I actually just decided to stay in case of this thing wanting to start to set up. So I figured he might want to go for a substitute or just straight for a Swords Dance. So I actually just decided to stay in, and I do not want to switch out with this thing setting up a sub because that could be pretty damn problematic. So I break down the old beanbag, getting hurt by some recoil and some burn damage, which is quite unfortunate, but honestly this thing is going to have to take me out unless he wants to waste a whole bunch more, you know, health with the old setting up substitute thing. So he actually does activate his Toxic Orb that tells me he has Poison Heal, and he decides, he's like, you know what, I'm done with these shenanigans, so he just goes ahead and throws some seeds at me, and that is going to kill Snowball. So that's actually really not too bad because this allows me to switch into whatever I want against this thing, as he's just over there just letting the poison just seep into him, and somehow that heals, I don't know. But here I decide to bring in Pinsir because I feel like I have a free setup opportunity against this Breloom, and I feel like he knows that. So here I actually decide to bust out a double switch. So I actually expected him to want to go into his Arcanine, expecting it to be Intimidate, like bulky defense Arcanine. I actually decided to switch into Paul, expecting that, but he actually ends up just going straight for the Spores. So that's kind of unfortunate. I could have just killed this Breloom with a nice little Aerialate, Mega Evolved, you know, return from Pinsir, but now Paul's asleep, and that actually is pretty damn crucial. So now he's going to switch out. His Breloom is back at full health, and that thing might be problematic later, but we'll see. So now he's going to bring in his stupid damn blue bunny egg thing, and at this point I actually switch back into Pinsir, trying to bring it in on the Breloom, but this matchup's not looking too good for me because after I hit this thing with a return, he can kill me with pretty much any one of his attacks plus an Aqua Jet, so I decided to switch directly into Kraydildo here, kind of expecting a Waterfall or something, but he actually is going to bust out the Z power. So he brings out the Z Belly Drum, which is actually kind of interesting. Had I known that he was going to go straight for the Belly Drum, I could have, with Pinsir, just stayed in and attacked it, and then I would have been able to finish it off. But basically, using the Z Belly Drum was actually kind of unnecessary due to the fact that Z Belly Drum actually just brings your health like back to full before it reduces you to half, so you're always at half after a Belly Drum. But he just decided to Z Power anyway because it looks cool, I guess. So a Play Rough is definitely going to kill Kraydilly because this thing's at +6 attack and it's a beast. So my plan A is to go into Paul and try to live a knockoff and wake up and then get a Scald Burn. That's literally all I can do. So doesn't happen. Paul's going to go down to a knockoff, and I'm like, well, this is not looking too good for me, and I accepted defeat right here. So, considering this thing does have priority stab with Aqua Jet, there's really nothing I can do, honestly, other than go into Dick Pinch and just hope for a critical hit with a Quick Attack. So, I go ahead and Mega Evolve just to bring out my stab Quick Attack and just to see what happens. It's not going to be enough damage to take it out, but basically, I was kind of just saying, all I need is a crit here, and I can potentially try to come back from this match. So, I Mega Evolve. Quick Attack is going to go first because I'm naturally faster, and check this shit out. I actually get the crit that I needed. That's probably the first time I've called out a crit like that, especially in a live stream. I was like, alright boys, bring me some luck, and it actually happened. So maybe my Twitch chat is just extremely lucky. So I got that thing out of the way, and now it's looking like this match is actually, like, doable. I lost a lot of Pokemon, I only have 3 left, but at this point I feel like I might be able to bring it back. So now he brings out the Arcanine. Obviously I don't really have any business messing around with this thing, and I do still have a full health Hydreigon. So he goes for the Flare Blitz, which is perfectly fine by me because I resist the hell out of that, and I'm able to take it really nicely. Plus I can fire back whatever the hell I want. He doesn't have the fairy around, and I can basically just try to go for a Specs Dragon Pulse to get as much damage as possible on whatever he wants to bring in, as he's actually just going to go into the Breloom, which is, I don't know what he was really thinking there. He's actually pretty damn frail. You can't bring Breloom into a fucking Bug Bite from a Caterpie, but a Dragon Pulse is going to take this thing out, and down goes the Breloom, which is really nice. So now I don't have to worry about, like, priority Mach Punch or anything, any of those shenanigans, so that's cool. And now it is 3-3, so I accepted defeat after the Belly Drum from the Azumarill, but now it's looking like I'm back in it just to one well-timed crit. So he brings out the Snorlax now, and he starts going for curses after I realize Dragon Pulse is really not doing any damn damage at all. This thing has to be, like, max special defense or something. I'm a Specs Hydreigon, like, what the fuck's going on here? But so he gets the curse up, and I'm basically at this point just kind of crossing my fingers, hoping that he's not a rest Snorlax, because if he is, I might be a little bit screwed here. So he goes for one more curse, and it's looking like it's going to take me 2 more Dragon Pulses to finish this thing off, which is quite unfortunate. Plus, I don't see an item, which does pretty much indicate that he's carrying the Chesto Berry, which does wake you up first turn after you sleep. So I go for one more Dragon Pulse. I'm like, hey, let me get another crit here. Like, serve me up another one of them bitches. And it actually doesn't happen, which kind of sucks, and that allows him to go for a rest. So I'm like, well, shit, this is my second obstacle to get around. And I've got to get around a damn Snorlax that has, like, all sorts of defense boosts and attack boosts. And it's pretty much just a beast at this point. Plus, he's going to go ahead and eat his berry. I don't know how the fuck you eat while you're asleep, but this thing does it. I mean, if there's a Pokemon that does it, I guess it would be Snorlax. But I go for another Dragon Pulse, and now my mission is to get as much damage as possible before this thing is able to take out my 3-headed dragon. So he goes for a Body Slam, and check this shit out. I'm able to actually live that. I have no clue how the hell I live that. This thing probably doesn't have any attack investment or something, but even then it's like +3. But this allows me to get another Dragon Pulse off, and surprisingly enough, I whittled this thing down to the point where it is going to be easy to take care of. So one more Body Slam is going to take care of Tripod, which does kind of suck because that would be useful later, but I've still got the main MVP of my channel history, which is my Shiny Dick Pinch. So I bring this thing out. I am able to go for a close combat, which will definitely take care of the Snorlax. So punch that dude right in his fat ass belly, and that's a dead Snorlax. So at this point, he has 2 Pokemon left. So he's got the Arcanine and the Dragonite left, which are 2 pretty big obstacles to get around. But honestly, I'm just surprised I made it this far because I should not have even survived against the Azumarill, which is hilarious. But he brings out Gobbles here, and I'm expecting this thing to probably want to go for a Dragon Dance, but my main thing is to try to stop this thing from going for 2. I do still have my Choice Scarf Darmanitan, which is kind of my last hope. And I know that just after 1 Dragon Dance, I will still be able to outspeed, due to me being Choice Scarf. So he is forced to lock himself into Outrage here, because had he gone for another Dragon Dance, I would have hit him with another return, and then a Quick Attack would have taken him out. So it's a nice play for him going for the Outrage there, although unfortunately for him, damage comes in, my last hope, and I have to lock myself into Rock Slide. I am able to outspeed, which is going to take care of the Dragonite, and now at this point, we have 2 fire types. It's Darmanitan versus Arcanine, and I am unfortunately going to have to take an Intimidate as this thing comes in, although I did lock myself into a pretty decent move in Rock Slide, as it is super effective. So Hot Dog comes in, most original nickname ever. But so there is hope here. I can try to get lucky with my Rock Slides. This thing probably has recovery, and he shows me that he has extreme speed. So this guy is going to have the priority against me, which kind of sucks, and my Rock Slides are not doing enough damage here. So it all depends on how long damage can stay around here. So I go for the Rock Slide again. He actually doesn't go for the extreme speed this time, and he's actually just going to go straight for the Morning Sun, which was definitely a bummer to see, but honestly I'm not too worried because Darmanitan is doing a decent amount of damage, and if I keep going for these Rock Slides, who knows what's going to happen. So that puts him above half, and it's looking like I can take a good couple extreme speeds depending on if I get some decent rolls here. So I go for another Rock Slide, and it's knocking it down to the point where one more Rock Slide is going to be able to take it out, but he goes for another Morning Sun, and I'm like, well, damn it, it's fucking afternoon out here. You've been Morning Sunning all up a damn storm. But, so, that's going to bring him up to even more health, and here he decides to go for another extreme speed, because obviously, he's going to need to get damage on me to win, and I'm able to then go for another Rock Slide, which is going to bring it to the point where One more is looking like it has a chance to kill unless I get a shitty roll here. So, judging by the damage of the previous extreme speeds, I've got a chance to win. Check this shit out. I live it with 1 HP, and I don't miss my last Rock Slide, which is going to take out the Arcanine. Honestly, that was insane. I had no idea that that was even going to happen. This match came down to 1 HP, ladies and gentlemen. I feel bad for Scott because I got so damn lucky. I mean, honestly, it's just remarkable that I didn't miss a Rock Slide. Like, what the fuck? I don't think I've hit that many in a row in my life. Plus, to be able to live with 1 HP and being able to work my way around that Azumarill belly drum shenanigans with a critical hit, I just thought that was hilarious. I mostly just posted this because everybody in my chat was like, you gotta upload this shit to YouTube. I thought it was just really funny, but hit that like button if you enjoyed, guys. And there will be more Wi-Fi battles as soon as possible, even though I've probably used up all my luck for the year. So, peace out, guys.